Get up! Come on, hurry! The warden is calling! Are you really going to save Nostria, as they say?
What's your angle?
You can discuss it with Warden Valber. Come out of that cell, I'll escort you.
And what if I refuse?
Let's go. You know the warden doesn't like to be kept waiting. The sooner you get to his office, the sooner you'll learn everything. I can tell you this much. It's good news for you.
Hey, Bastian. Bastian! I just wrote this letter. Take it to Sister Sophie. She's in Marcella, you know, and she's personally acquainted with Prim. All I stole was a single, cute little baby chick. Well, it was Illyrian. They're green. How was I supposed to know it was meant for the royal broth? Closer. I'll whisper to you.
What is there to be frightened of?
Oh, you don't.
I can't get any worse for you. What are you in for? Speak. Just wait.
Did you hear what Decim said? The dwarves refused to supply us with firewood. They ran off to who knows where.
Where could they run?
Your belongings are in yonder chest. Take everything or you'll freeze to death. The prison's warmer than outside, slightly. Pestilence has struck Montpetrie. The quarantine is everything. Mages. Get up! Come on, hurry! The warden is calling! Are you really going to save Nostria, as they say?
Of course. But why do you ask?
You can discuss it with Warden Valber. Come out of that cell, I'll escort you.
What happened? Bastian, should I be worried?
Let's go. You know the warden doesn't like to be kept waiting. The sooner you get to his office, the sooner you'll learn everything. I can tell you this much. It's good news for you.
I just wrote this letter. Take it to Sister Sophie. She's in Marcella, you know, and she's personally acquainted with Prim. All I stole was a single, cute little baby chick. Well, it was Illyrian. They're green. How was I supposed to know it was meant for the royal broth? Hear what Decim said?
Where could they run? There's nothing but snow and hungry wolves for miles. The Batil gates guard the bottom of the mountain. No one will let them go farther than that.
Your belongings are in yonder chest. Take everything or you'll freeze to death. The prison's warmer than outside, slightly. Pestilence has struck Montpetrie. The quarantine is everything.
Bastion, why are you releasing the prisoners?
What are you doing?
What are you doing here? Get away!
Bug off, human. I'm busy.
Disturbing news, Sir Warden. Something is rotten in the state of Nostria. There's a pestilence upon the Mage Factory. Refugees from that quarter are arriving at Marcella, but aren't being allowed into the city.
I wish we could kick some of these bastard prisoners here out into the cold.
Then the cells would all be empty. Because only the rottenest bastards serve time in our prisons.
It's so peaceful and quiet here. Have you not seen the living dead yet? Best not take the air near the cemeteries around Marcella. The undead are ferocious. They rage as if something had driven them from their graves at spear point.
What are mages good for anyway? Does no one at the tower care about the situation? So much fuss and all for what? Who the hell do you think you are, making me wreak havoc in my prison?
My name is Elisa of Lorien, Sir Valber. Higher powers called upon me to save Nostria.
Well, well. I heard a little more than that. As Flavius the Wisecracker eloquently wrote, there's nothing new in this world. But I haven't received a letter like this in all 7 years of my tenure at Crucis. Prince Adrian orders that you be freed and sent to Marcella. Also, you won't be leaving here on foot. I was ordered to return your gold and belongings, provide you with a horse, and... let me read it aloud. Allocate some of my own garrison. Your madness.
I beg to differ, Sir Warden. In my opinion, His Highness is finally acting with prudent good sense.
Whether the prince is sane or not is of no consequence. I cannot disobey my liege. Bastian should have returned your money and belongings by now. If he didn't steal them himself. Quartermaster Aston will supply you with weapons. As for gold, you have plenty already. Go to Decim to collect your guards. He has a platoon of troublemakers he's wanted rid of for a long time now. He'll be glad to hand them over. I also advise you to purchase some dogs for the road. And what else did His Highness request? Ah yes, a horse. Levitt the stable boy has a soft spot for nags too old and worn down to work. I'm sure he can pick one out for you.
Thank you so much, Sir Warden.
Claudius' son actually turned out to have some mercy in his soul.
Why do you say that?
The Ulagi tribe. Where are the wolves? What do you need, human? A shovel, perhaps? Have you been sent to the stables, too?
No, I've got a dirtier task ahead of me today. And I need a weapon.
Oh, sacred forefathers. Why would I ever do that?
His Highness Prince Adrian summons me to his court. I am free now.
By Macdis's horns. This is the first time I've ever seen a human leave Crucis on their own 2 feet. If you got gold, treat yourself to something new. Go ahead. Aston didn't shortchange you on equipment. I warrant you'll survive the Albion Highlands. Go, human. May your body be as hard as flint, and your soul as clear as crystal.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Mr. Aston. May you be hard and clear yourself.
The lumberjacks brought us our fire. Halt! What are you doing here? You're not permitted to be wandering about like a stray cat.
His Highness Prince Adrian has summoned me to Marcella. Sir Warden has sent me to you for protection.
So, Centurion, it's true. The Warden received a missive from the Prince ordering the provision of a guard troop for the prisoner. Former prisoner.
Huh? Never heard of a prisoner being released. Ah, well, I believe I have some laggards and troublemakers I can spare.
Can I go too? Oh, how I miss the sunny warmth of the capital.
No, Bastian, you're not rotten enough to let go. I can still make a decent guard out of you.
I heard you train dogs, too. Can you spare me a few of your meanest?
The only thing you'll be getting for free is a family of bedbugs. I spent a year training those hounds. Now, if we're talking about an exchange of gold for flesh, that's another bowl of kibble entirely. You'll get the best dogs in Nostria.
Best? My father's farm was guarded by Frostguard shepherds. Now those are war dogs.
These recruits might not be the brightest candles at the feast, but my fighting dogs are as fierce as the warden himself. You won't regret a single gold piece spent on these animals.
Is a good man, even though he's a dwarf.
You managed to outsmart me, brother. Ah, it's you. You're the one who poisoned that scoundrel Claudius. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
Claudius? Me?
Don't be modest. You did a great thing here, and history will not forget you.
Of course history won't forget me. I am the savior of Nostria, after all. Also, the savior needs a horse.
All you're asking is a horse? Just a horse? Have no worry. You'll get our best. Saddle up quickly. You've probably forgotten how to ride after half a year in a cell.
You can go now. Actually, wait.
What's wrong, Bastian?
I wanted to warn you about sentry golems. Be wary of them once you're past New Tyrene.
Thanks for the warning. But I thought the golems were only to be found at Crucis.
The mage Rossum took them to clear a landslide. What they lack in brain, they make up in brawn. Since they don't know you've been released, they're liable to crush you. As you pass the southern ruins, find the Archer's squad commander, Ansel. The royal messenger said the squad will join you and augment your escort. I'm hoping that by the time you get there, they'll catch the marauder who's been raiding abandoned houses. Wonder why old Baron Garius didn't turn him into a chicken.
Excuse me, who's this Baron Garius chap? Will he be joining me?
That's up to his magicness. I have no authority over him. Perhaps he'll decide to leave these cold, inhospitable lands for the warmth of the Mage's Tower.
Come on, mount up. I picked out the very bestest horse for you. He's calm and obedient. Stands as if he's rooted to the ground. Races like the wind itself. And very smart.
We're already milling the wheat at this time in Lorien, and it's still winter here.
come over here. Are you from...
What happened?
Are you from Crucis? Quickly, come with us. Run.
Trouble?
I'm a lumberjack. We're nothing but dwarven woodcutters, honest. We cut down trees and send the lumber onto Crucis. The humans have all left the valley. Only us and a few locals remain. Stein is our chief. So then this Lupin, a man from Rigon, arrives at our village. He was stirring up trouble, trying to recruit the remaining human hunters to join him in his wicked deeds. Then Lupin's men seized the village. They captured Stein and are trying to start a fight with the dwarves. Things could easily turn bloody. We took them in purely out of kindness, and this is how they repay us. Disgusting! Help us! Quick, run!
It's no good. I wish I could find its hands. It seems that's what I was looking for. I should look for the missing parts. That's not all, is it? It looks like one of the hands should be raised.
You don't make the rules around here, Lupin.
What goes around the forest?
Hey, Lupin, look! One of the Crucian prisoners, another victim of Claudius and Valbert.
You're just in time. We need another strong arm right about now.
I won't argue about my arm, but why should I help?
You're human. This concerns you too. These jumped-up dwarfen lumberjacks have it too good. They're living like little lords on handouts from the fort, from that damned Valbert. We local hunters, on the other hand, are being oppressed. Only I, Lupin, can grant any hope of justice.
Don't you remember how they treat prisoners? I worked for Valbert myself until I escaped. You'd turn blue if you'd seen what I'd seen. Most of them are rotting alive in there. Not because they're bandits or murderers, mind. Just because they dared say something about the drunkard king. It's not humane.
It's not right to take out your hatred for the king on these dwarves. What do you intend to do?
We've decided to seize Crucis.
We're going to starve the fort by cutting off their access to food and fuel. When we triumph, we'll free all the prisoners.
Well, the dwarfs are against us, so we need to force their hand. Then it will be Valbert's turn to answer for his misdeeds. If you're not going to help us, your other option is to spill our blood. Human blood.
That Valbert will be swinging from a gibbet soon. I just know it.